First of all, I must express my gratitude for the organizers of this event who have given me an opportunity to put forth my views. That is Hindu perspective on marriage and family. I will confine myself to this subject as far as possible. 15 years ago, it was declared by UNO that this day should be regarded as the United Nations Family Day. And since then, why it was so? Because there was many changes taking place in society, and economic growth and social changes were taking place, and so there were many ways springing in the society. So it was a vital aspect of our society to be looked into, and that was why it was taken. Actually, Hinduism carries a long traditions of antiquity and continuity, and the institutions of marriage and family are attached to it. There are various forms of marriages in Hinduism, at least 8. And even the love marriage is a recognized form. Even forced marriage is a recognized form. However, they have degrees of respect for them. But most respected and most honored is the Vedic marriage, and that is the arranged marriage, which is mostly performed in Hindu society. Of course, my task has been much eased by our previous speaker, Ms. Bhai Sukhbir Singh ji, who gave a lot about our social aspects and importance of marriage. In Hinduism, marriage is a very, out of 16 sanskaras, 16 things to be done for a Hindu, marriage is most important. And that is transformation of a man from scholastic aspect, from student life to family life. There are 4 aspects of lives regarded in Hinduism. That is the brahmacharya, that is family life grihastha, and that is banaprastha, and finally renunciation of the society. So this is the transformation of a man from student life to family life. And mostly it is asked to the student of Hindu law, and it is said that Hindu marriage is more a sacrament and less a contract. Of course, there is a contract. There are 7 contracts between both parties, but the spiritual aspect of this marriage is very pious, very high, very respectful. In arranged marriage, the parents or other members of the family look for a suitable candidate to the bride. And then the bride is offered to him, thinking him to be a divine presence. It is thought that a divine person has come to accept the gift of his daughter. And so, the father or any other member of the family offers a gift and offering of the daughter. That is called Kanyadan. And it is said at that time, Kanya Kanak Sampanna, this daughter of mine, duly adorned with ornament and clothes, duly educated, I offer to you For what? For making sublimation by offering a kanyadan, by giving the daughter to a suitable groom, 7 generations before and after they give her find a place in heaven, find a place in Vaikuntha. They find salvation in life, after life. So it's a very important aspect of Hinduism or Hindu marriage is the kanyadan. And when kanya is given in offering, the presence of 4 is very important. That is, God will be present. By uttering different hymns and mantras, we invoke gods, and we believe that they are present. And in their presence, that offering is made. And second, the priest is essential there. And thirdly, the fire. By burning fire and offering ghee and other things in the fire, we perform this thing. And fourthly, all the friends and relatives are required to be present there. In presence of all these 4, we perform the Hindu marriage. At the same time, when this is done, the offering part of the father or the person who offers the daughter in kanyadan is finished, and then begins the contractual portion of husband and wife. And they just take 7 pledges that they will live like husband and wife, and they will help each other in performing the things of life. The thing is that they will have consultation between them when they are going to perform some religious work. They will have some consultation when they are going to do some charity, some yajna, etc., etc. So these are 7, and these are this aspect. So, of course, nowadays, as it has been said by my previous speaker, that marriage is going to be very very weak and going to lose its aspect in different ways. But so far as this spiritual aspect of this marriage, Hindu marriage, is concerned, we go by it, we follow it. This is the aspect of marriage. And so far as family is concerned, in our Upanishads, it has been said, especially in Taittiriya Upanishad, that is an Upanishad, that Matri Devo Bhava, Pitri Devo Bhava, Guru Devo Bhava, means mother is God, father is God, teacher is God, and guest is also God. But nowadays, so many guests, when we treat them godly, they try to come again and again. So, all these are treated to be God, and they are to be respected. If we perform this thing, if we treat our father, our parents like God, they must treat us also like their own children. And that's why much more affinity is found in Hindu society, in Hindu family. A father is looked after by his children when he is an old one. Even the CRPC, Criminal Procedure Code in India, provides some provision that they must look after their children. Unless and until they do that, they will be persecuted and they will have to be fined. So these things are fundamental aspects of Hindu marriage and Hindu family. In short, I conclude myself. Thank you all.